Boom. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Was it Sunday? Yeah. Happy Sunday to you all, and welcome to another live beer review. Today, we're going to be taking a look at another beer from, I guess, I've done a couple reviews for these guys before. I consider them one of my favorite breweries out of the state of New York, which is always fun because New York has a bunch of different breweries come out of there, and these guys were one of the first breweries I actually found out about on Tavour, which is, I think these are one of the first beers I actually had from Tavour in general. So, well, not this beer in general, but the brewery itself. So we got another one from Kings County Brewers Collective all the way in Brooklyn. And this one has a nice kind of play on words with it, because if anybody knows the movie Inglorious Bastoads, it was a great movie, but they kind of took their take on one called Inglorious Bastoads, which I think is pretty cool. It's a double IPA coming in at an 8% ABV, and it's double dry hopped India Pale Ale with, let's see, we got Citra, Nelson Sauvin, let's see, Mosaic, Waimea hops, and then they add barley oats, which is automatically going to tell me that there's going to be a nice kind of pillowy soft mouthfeel. But then they added rye to this one as well, which I think is going to add a nice little kind of interesting bite to it. So, of course, with there being Citra and Mosaic in there, of course, tropical fruit flavors and citrus are going to be some of the main focal points I'm going to be looking for. I'm curious what that Nelson Sauvin and then the Waimea hops are going to be doing in there, maybe adding other maybe fruit flavors and stuff, who knows. But I'm pretty damn excited to drink this one. I haven't had a KCBC beer in a hot minute, so of course I am always looking for some really nice stuff from these guys. So without further ado, let's crack this guy open and see what this thing is all about. Let's see what we get on the nose. Yep, right off the bat, getting a lot of citrus coming through, of course. With it being Citra and Mosaic in there, of course, to me, those are going to be some of the most predominant flavors that I think are going to be coming out of this one. Lots of citrus, maybe some tropical fruit coming through, but I think a lot of that tropical fruit is going to be put on the back note for those bright citrusy flavors. Maybe there being with that bite in there that the rye usually puts in there whenever you get a beer with rye in it. It always adds maybe a little bit of a spice note to it. I don't know. Rye is definitely an interesting thing to put into your mash, because it always does some really cool stuff to it. But yeah, it smells absolutely delicious. So of course I'm gonna be drinking out of my Phibbs Brewing Company glass today. I'm not sure if we still have these available. If we get them in, of course, if you want to get your hands on a Phibbs Brewing Company glass, you can get a hold of me and we can work something out. But plus I'll let you guys know whenever we get more of these in, of course, because it's the Phibbs Brewing Company logo, and then we have our Land of Drinking on the side right there. So let's pour this guy and see what this thing's all about in color. I'm expecting some nice kind of bright yellowish orange color to this. Pretty hazy, I'm assuming, so let's see. Oh yeah, definitely a nice pillowy soft head on there. Actually a good amount of head. That's okay. Slow down the pour just a little bit. Definitely a lot of carbonation coming out of this guy, but that's fine. This isn't going to be the most perfect pour, but it will do. But look, yep, it's not really the best pour I've done, but that's okay. Definitely has a nice kind of bright orangish color to it. Okay, I'm definitely getting more tropical fruit coming through now after I poured into the glass. Still getting a lot of citrus. I want to get that kind of bite that the rye is going to put in there, which I'm really hoping that it adds a different element to make this beer very unique, which adding rye to an IPA, of course, there's a bunch of rye IPAs out there which are a little bit more oily on the mouthfeel, have a little bit more of spiced notes in there, but rye IPAs, when it comes to adding rye into an IPA, there's always a really unique kind of flavor that it adds to it, which I'm hoping I get pretty well in this one, because I was always a big fan of rye IPAs. So, without further ado, let's give this guy a try and see what this thing's all about. So, cheers everybody. Happy Sunday. Oh yeah. Yep, right off the bat. Bright citrus in the face, a little bit of grapefruit, a little bit of tropical fruit, maybe a little bit of lychee coming through on there. Definitely getting that citrusiness coming through, right off the bat, hits you. It kind of makes your mouth salivate. It's not really oily in mouthfeel at all. It's definitely really juicy, really just in your face, hoppy, citrusy, tropical fruit flavor. And yeah, it's delicious. I knew this could probably be a good one, because I have yet to be let down by a Kings County beer yet. So yeah, this is another super solid one. I'm getting a little bit of that kind of rye spice bite that I was expecting out of it, which is really, really nice. It comes in as a back end mostly, because right up front you're getting all that like citrus and tropical fruit, maybe a little stone fruit in there as well. But overall, yeah, the flavors are vibrant, it's refreshing, and overall just absolutely fantastic. So we like to look over at Untapped over here, because if you can't get your hands on anything from Kings County Brewers Collective, Untapped is a really cool thing to where they show similar beers to this kind of style of beer, to where if you can't get your hands on it, Untapped will kind of give you a couple recommendations of what you can possibly pick up from the list they show, to where if any of those are recognizable, maybe you'll get your hands on it and have kind of a similar experience. So let's take a look and see what we got here. One is from actually a home brewer, which I think is pretty cool, called 7 Space Hops. It's a double IPA. I'm believing this is a home brewer out of another country, so that's really cool that a home brewer is being shown up on here. So I'm not really going to recommend that due to it being out of the country. We got one that I know of is pretty popular from Treehouse Brewing Company, which is the King Julius, which I know the King Julius is probably their most popular, I would say, like IPA for Treehouse. So the King Julius is always something that a lot of people go to. I mean, there's over 25,000 ratings on this one. And this is another 8.4% double, so this would probably be really close, having like a nice juicy mouthfeel, of course. Let's see what else that would be similar. Yep, getting tropical fruit notes, grapefruit. Yeah, so yeah, this might be taking the cake on what's going to be the most similar. We got one here from Baker's Brewing Company, which is the Double O Joe, which is, let's come on, click. It's another double IPA, but this is made with fresh orange zest, lime zest, and lemon zest. So that's going to be more of just like a tropical fruit bomb. Well, not tropical fruit, just very, very bright, vibrant citrus in your face. And where are these guys out of? So it's okay, they're in Wall, New Jersey. So if you can go over to Baker's Brewing Company, you may be able to get this Double O Joe and possibly have a similar experience. But what else we got here? We got one here from Fiddens Brewing Co. called the Double Dry Hop Loose Boots with Mango. Yeah, because there's Citra and Strata in here. Of course, you're going to get the citrus notes, you're going to get tropical fruit, and if they're adding mango puree to this, I can definitely see that you're going to get a kind of similar tropical fruit and citrus notes in this. 8.5, going to get that same kind of double IPA booziness. So, yeah, maybe I would consider this pretty similar. But then the last one we got here is the one from Red Dragon Brewery called In the Drink with Idaho 7 hops. Yeah, maybe, of course. There's plenty of juice in these. Okay, so they use Citra in this one as well, but then they probably double dry hop it with Simcoe and Idaho 7. So that one's going to be a nice balance of tropical fruit and citrus as well. So all of these have pretty good notes of possibly giving you the same kind of flavor profile as this one. But the one I'm probably going to go with, just because it's more readily available, and if you can't get your hands on this one from Kings County, there's a good chance you can get your hands on this one from Treehouse, and it's the King Julius. I think you're going to get the closest kind of drinking experience with this one. You're going to get the pillowy soft mouthfeel, you're going to get the citrus, you're going to get the tropical fruit, maybe you hit some mango, pineapple, lychee, all that kind of stuff are going to come through. You're definitely going to have that juicy, pillowy, soft mouthfeel to it, and you're going to get the same, pretty similar with booziness as well. So overall, I think the King Julius is probably going to be the most similar one here. So if you can get your hands on that one, you might be in a good realm of where it's like you're trying this one practically, because it's pretty damn close. But before we start looking at what the ratings are and everything, let's look here. Like I said before, it's an 8% ABV. It shows here on Untapped. It doesn't show an IBU rating. With over 708 ratings, this one has an average rating of 4.11 out of 5, which is pretty damn good. With having that, like, that's definitely lower of a rating from some of the stuff I've seen checked in from Kings County. So this may have been like a shorter release, but still having that above 4 average is still pretty damn good. So this is a pretty damn popular one through everybody who has drank it. And let's read the description that it shows here as well. So what it says is murky golden haze in the glass with bright notes of white peach, ripe melon, and tropical lychee. Completely blasted with Citra, Nelson, Waimea, and Mosaic hops, plus loads of wheat for smooth body and a touch of spicy rye in the finish. If you're into crushing double IPA's business, this business is booming. So yeah, very good description. I guess you could definitely... The lychee was definitely in there. I'm not really getting the peach or the melon. Maybe it might be the peach is definitely most likely adding to those stone fruity kind of elements I'm getting. maybe intertwined with that lychee and the tropical fruit, but I'm definitely getting just like a nice balance of citrus flavor, tropical fruit flavor, and then getting that kind of spice noted rye flavor that comes in at the very end. So overall, I think they did a fantastic job balancing this one out, having hit you in stages, which I always appreciate. So yeah, really, really good job from Kings County on this one. So let's see here. Let's look and see if anybody checked this one in my friends list. Of course, we got my father here. Checked this one in back in September, and he gave it a solid 4 out of 5 purchase off Tavour, which is how we get most of our beers, to be honest. And he gave it a 4 out of 5, which is pretty good. My dad doesn't really give IPAs above a 3.75 unless it's really damn good. He's definitely picky on his IPAs. He's really into like the double and triple IPAs like I am. So let's look here on the global ratings and see what other people had to say about this guy. So let's see. This person checked this one in, gave it a 4.25, saying only word to describe is glorious. And yeah, I definitely agree. This is a glorious beer. Oh, what else? We got another 4. He's drinking out of a red Solo cup, which I can always appreciate. Let's see. We got a 4.25. We got a 3.75 here. We got a 4. Purchase off Tavour, which is how me and my dad got ours. Let's see. We got another 4 here. A 4.25 purchase off Tavour, saying this was good. A full 5 out of 5, saying and the hops are booming. Yep, yes they are. And then we just got another 4, 3.75, 3.75, 4.25, 4, 4, 4. Last one here, we got a 4.5, saying excellent. Lots of not sweet peach, melon, and citrus. Grassy with a subtle rye peppery finish. Yeah, like I said before, I'm not really getting much of the melon in there, but I think the peach is adding along with that stone fruit, tropical fruit flavor that I'm getting in the middle of the drink. But then right up front, you're definitely getting that nice citrusy punch, and then I'm not really getting much of a grassiness to this at all, but that rye kind of spiced finish I think is phenomenal. I think they balanced this beer perfectly to when it hit the stages of when those different flavors hit you. So overall, Kings County did a wonderful job with this one. So with all that being said here, let's start trying to figure out what we're going to be doing for ratings on our end. And first, we always got to look at can art. Let me pour the rest of this in. And of course, if you've seen me review anything from Kings County before, if you've seen any can art from Kings County, they have a lot of specific themes when it comes to their can art. They always keep it in like almost a comic booky kind of style. And this is no exception to that because it almost looks like a comic booky kind of frog. They kind of took the Inglorious Bastoads, like characters in there, and kind of made them into frogs, which I think is like toads. So you got all the toads kind of doing crazy shit in there. Of course, you see blood splatter on the brick walls in the background. And there's just a lot of detail that went into this can art that I really, really appreciate. Let's see, his eyes are glowing blue. In the Inglorious Bastoads logo itself, you could see the little hop. I don't know if it'll focus, but right on the O, you got the little hop showing up there, which I think is really, really cool. And just Kings County always puts a lot of detail into their can art, which I appreciate. And they always have that kind of gore factor, which I also always love when it comes to can art in general, when it comes to different craft beers out there. So the more detail in the can art, the more I'll probably enjoy it, because it's something that would 100% catch my attention at a liquor store or a bottle shop. So yeah, for this one, easy 5 out of 5 for can art. Absolutely love it. So let's see here. If I got this beer in a flight at Kings County, would I get another one? Which unfortunately this beer is not available on tap over there right now, but they have a bunch of different other IPAs that may be able to give you something pretty similar. Let's look here really quick. Let's look. Okay, so maybe, yep, we got one here called the Natural Born Gillers, which is, yeah, definitely like more citrusy pina colada kind of stuff with berries and a touch of fruity cannabis. That sounds like it would be an awesome IPA from them. So if you can get yourself over to Kings County, you can try the Natural Born Gillers for something. Or let's see, for cans, let's see, you got the Bark to the Future, which might be good. Deep Space Yacht Club. What else do we got? Dynamite Daredevils. Yeah, they have a bunch of different IPAs available to pick up at the brewery if you want to bring some 4-packs home, or you can go over there, get a flight, and try some other stuff. So, yeah, Kings County has a bunch of stuff available over there at the tap house right now. But if this beer was available in a flight over there and I had it, would I get a glass of it by itself? Abso-freaking-lutely. This is definitely one of the better ones that I've had from Kings County, in my opinion. The flavors are there. It's definitely something that's just the vibrance of the flavors, how bright and like juicy the beer is, and then having that kind of spiced, almost, I want to say peppery, but I don't really get a lot of pepperiness to it, but just that spice at the end from the rye just like balances everything out perfectly, where you're not going to be having any acidity when it comes to the bright hoppy flavors, and it's not going to give you like an acid reflux feeling. It's just going to be overall just really well balanced, taking away the acidity from it with those rye flavors at the end, which I think is absolutely awesome. So big shout out to Kings County with this one. So with all that being said, I think my final rating on this guy is going to be a very, very solid 8.75 out of 10. Really, really good. If you can get your hands on this one from Kings County, if it's available anywhere. Let's actually look at Untapped and see if there is any verified locations that you can keep an eye out for. Of course, verified location is only showing one, and that's a place in New Jersey called the Meriton. It's in Meriton, and it's called the Canals Bottle Shop. So keep an eye on there, or if you're available, if you're in New York, see if your local liquor store bottle shop carries anything from Kings County. They might still have this one in stock. Who knows? But or you can get your hands on some other great stuff from Kings County. So just always biggest recommendation. If you can't get your hands on this stuff, Tavour is always an option. You guys have heard me talk about Tavour plenty of times before. And also, go to your local liquor store, talk to the person who does the purchasing when it comes to getting stuff from the distributor. Ask them to see if they have a specific brewery you have in mind where you want to try or see some of their stuff showing up there. They can get a hold of their distributor, see if they have it. And if they do, they'll most likely bring it in for you. A lot of liquor stores are really cool, especially in order things for people, because then it's continued business they'll get. So, other than that, let's see. Last thing I got to say before we get the hell out of here. If you're on social media, if you're a fan of craft beer, if there's one place that you need to get yourself over to kind of finish off your whole social media craft beer experience, and that is the platform of Untapped. It's a really, really cool place where you can download it through the Android or Apple Store. When it comes to just download the app, you create your account, and then you can check in beers, get badges. To me, it's considered like Facebook for beer drinkers. It's what it's pretty much like. You check in beers, you get badges, you can see what's popular in your area, you see what's popular globally. You can see what other people had to say about the beer you're drinking right now after you checked it in. So there's just a bunch of cool stuff that you can do on Untapped. And of course, if you're not using it on your phone with either Android or iPhone, you can actually use it through the desktop as well, which is some of the things I do when I'm looking at Untapped and looking at stuff. So it's just a really, really fun platform. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, that is what I have for you guys today. So again, thank you everybody for hanging out. You guys are awesome. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So guys, thank you again. You guys are amazing. Thank you everybody who's going to be watching the replay as well. Make sure to hit that like button if you haven't already. It would help me out a lot. And if you're new to the channel and like what you see, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well, as long as that notification bell. It'll let you know whenever I go live doing another review. We're getting closer and closer to 500, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to try to do something very special for my 500th like giveaway kind of thing. So who knows? We might do something special over here. So just keep it out for that. Tell your friends about it. Tell your friends about the channel, what we're doing over here. It's just a really, really fun experience, and I want to see some new faces and all that kind of stuff. But other than that, that is what I have for you guys today. So again, thank you everybody again for tuning in. You guys are amazing. And I'm ending this like I always end it before we get the hell out of here. If you're going to drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. And I'll see you all next time. Cheers.